Athletic Conference, the collegiate home of Hall of Famers like Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Willis Reed, and Lou Brock. The tradition and pageantry of college athletics combined with a world-class education. 10 globally focused institutions offering 18 NCAA Division I sports. We are the Southwestern Athletic Conference. With a vision to the future, we honor the heritage.
The J-Spot. The J-Spot. Out there now.
From the press box to press row, the premier sports talk show placing major emphasis on HBCU sports. Host Donna Ware will take you on a journey each week through the world of HBCU sports and pro sports with such guests as...
Welcome back to Live Action, the start of the fourth quarter. Live from Lewis Cruz Stadium on the campus of Alabama A&M University. The Bulldogs with a 27-7 lead over the Jaguars. Deontay Mason avoids the rush. There's a penalty. He's scrambling out to the 40 and out of bounds at about the 37-yard line, but there's going to be, looks to be a holding. So that's going to bring that back.
Yeah, they forced him out of the pocket. Actually, he runs well as he eludes the rush, but at the same time, this is going to push him back even further than the 1st and 20 they had to start this fourth quarter off.
Holding on number 66 on that play. That Russell Jackson, one of the captains, called for holding. That's another 10 yards, so now it'll be 1st and 30. 1st and 30, that's correct. Ball on the 44-yard line for the Bulldogs. Just to give you some other scores from around the SWAC, another final, Texas Southern losing to Tuskegee 21-14. And at halftime, Jackson State 30, Mississippi Valley State 7. 1st and 30, ball on the 44. Deontay Mason in the shotgun. There's the inside handoff to Tony Green. Across to the 50, to 45. Finding room to the 40 and about a 25-yard run by Tony Green out to the 40-yard line.
Line play from the Bulldogs at this point is great. I mean, they're doing some inside traps, the blocking. They're sealing off the Jaguars.
Here's your replay. Your replay, as you see some great blocking there and up the middle by Green. So it'll be a second down at 14. Check that. I gave him just a few more yards than what was there. There's Mason. This time he keeps. Out to the 30. And that time he picked up maybe about 10 or 11 yards.
Close to a first down.
And now what you've created is now you got 3rd and short. So, the Bulldogs shot themselves in the foot, backed themselves up to a 1st and 30, and then on these last two plays have accumulated plus 10 yards on each play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2, ball on the 28-yard line. Tony Green is still the tailback after Kadarius Lacey has went off the field with a slight injury of some sort. Mason under center. Looks to be a lot of movement from somewhere. He goes up top and just past his intended target on that play. Number 25, Rashad Johnson, was the intended target.
And that was Virgil Williams coming over, trying to keep up with him, but clearly he was beat by a step or two.
12:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. 4th down and 2.
I was kind of surprised they even passed the ball. I mean,
yeah, I definitely am too, seeing as how the last two runs yielded 28 yards on first and second down combined.
Well, actually, you can say the last 10 minutes of this ball game.
You're right. And they're going to wind down the play clock all the way, I'm not sure what good that did because it was also the clock wasn't moving, but regardless, Alabama A&M is going to take a timeout. We're going to go to a quick commercial as well. Our score with 12:46, A&M 27, Southern 7. You're watching the Black College Sports Network on SWAC TV.
So the salient features, once more, of the GS 4200 model. Manufactured than its venerable predecessor, and up to 17% quieter. Naturally, it's available in both. Sorry about that. Gray and beige. I'm sorry. I think I'd better take this. It's my wife on Ubu.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Pumpkin. What are you doing?
I'm Ubuing.
Very funny. What? 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 What?
Make the money!
Where's your mother?
Mom!
What?
I love you.
I love you too.
Back to action. 4th and 3 for the Bulldogs on the 29-yard line. 12:46 remaining in the quarter. Deontay Mason under center. Backs in an eye. Single receiver is Gialonzo Milton. Mason.
This is a pass
play action.
Oh,
up top, wide open, man. 10-5, touchdown. Number 85, Kenneth Harris, the tight end. And the 4th touchdown pass of the ball game for Deontay Mason puts the Bulldogs up 33-7 over Southern.
I mean, that was a great play call. Actually, just the whole setup play action pass. Drops back, tight end gets behind the linebackers, and Southern gives up another touchdown.
The extra point is good, and we'll get a chance to look at the replay on this and watch Harris. Harris is the tight end, uncovered at the top of the line.
I mean, they're in their power
and they've got 8-10 in the box, and there was no recognition by the safety or the cornerback at all on that play.
Everybody was playing run. I mean, they've been running the ball this whole second half. And like you say, somebody was a blown coverage, misread. As a result, 6 points.
12:39 remaining in the ball game. Alabama A&M 34, Southern 7.
I think Coach Jones has to be real impressed the way his quarterback has played this ball game thus far.
Well, it's very interesting how we talked coming in this ball game not knowing what the identity of this team really was, and maybe those folks who predicted Alabama A&M to be the favorite coming out the East knew what they had. You knew what the Bulldogs had, and it's a long season to play, but it's been if this game yields positive results going into the month of October, you very well could see these Bulldogs representing the Eastern Division sometime in December. Wilson receives the ball at about the 22. Looking for some blockers, going to his right, looks to cut back, catches a crackback at the 30, and he holds on to the ball and is down at the 34-yard line, and slow to get up for Alabama A&M was Michael McAdoo after he was on the receiving end of that crackback by number 52 for Southern.
That was Parson and Cotton making a stop for the Alabama A&M Bulldogs.
12:27 remaining in the contest, and Jeremiah McGinty Jeremiah McGinty. Looks like there's rain that's coming out, as it looks like it started to rain again. Jeremiah McGinty out of shotgun. Pumps, looks, finds Holloman underneath. Holloman looking for something. He's cutting back. Now McGinty's going to be his blocker and goes from right side of the field all the way back to his left side, and he's out of bounds. Let's see where they spot this ball. They're going to spot it at about just short of the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was Segura. Raymond Segura coming up, making the tackle, hurting him out of bounds.
12-10 remaining. McGinty out of shotgun. Looking. Finds his man at about the 48-yard line. Number 13, Curry Allen. So now, the no-huddle offense in effect for the Jaguars, looking for points at this point. Some positive play. McGinty again. Going towards the sideline, finds Allen again. Allen will go out at about the 35-yard line. So Curry Allen with 2 consecutive receptions, and the Jaguars are on the move.
Yeah, so right now they're pretty much going to just throw all the dice on the table and just try to speed the game up and try to see if they can force something.
McGinty now goes under center. Might be an offsides. There's a handoff to Holloman on the draw. Up the middle, using his blockers with some patience running. Gets to about the first down line. I think he's gonna be marked maybe a little bit short. I don't see any laundry on the field, Ron, although it looked like a Bulldog jumped offside. And quickly back to the line. Let's see if Southern catch. Nope, they weren't able to catch somebody running off the field late. McGinty up top, and he overthrows his intended target, Charles Hawkins. .11:07. It'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Actually, they should just get up and just quarterback sneak it. Yeah, if they can find the gap, just get in it.
Just need to get across the 25-yard line. Up the center is a oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And number 55, Larry Lumpkin, he managed to just bust. I mean, he timed that perfect on the snap.
My man Lump has been doing a great job this whole game.
So here we are. Southern's going for it on 4th down. Fourth and 6, ball on the 31-yard line now. McGinty in the shotgun. Receivers in motion. Holloman the single back. Need to get across the 25-yard line. Blitz up the middle. McGinty scrambling. Going backwards. Looking. He's scrambling back across. Can he catch a block? Midfield. Down the middle of the field. And deflected by Corey Morrison. And that play was just Jeremiah McGinty just trying to make anything happen.
Yeah, he couldn't really set his feet and get anything on that pass play. Actually,
we've got some laundry on the field. Personal foul, roughing the passer. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the pursuit was behind them, and they just kept going. Didn't ease up after he had gotten rid of the throw.
Wow.
I mean, they have to try to protect these guys at some point in these games.
And I think for the lesson that I think that Coach Jones will impress upon his team is guys, if we want to be a championship caliber team,
you can't have let-ups.
We can't have let-ups, regardless of being up 34-7, regardless of whether we've dominated this game on both sides of the ball or not. You can't have these little let-ups because we've seen teams come back before, so we don't want to say this is over. And if Southern puts enough positive drives together, we know Big Mo is he's a fickle guy. He can jump over to the other side of the field in a heartbeat. Play clock down to 10. Actually, they reset the play clock now. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line. Okay, the official has decided to spot ball. Back to live action. McGinty in shotgun. Line holds up, going up top. Jump ball comes down at the 1 yard line. Number 86, Jeremy Paul. On that jump ball, Jeremy Paul, 6'3", wide receiver from Baton Rouge.
Actually, he was going against Derek Harris, who's only 5'10". So mathematically, hey, the large number is going to win out. And actually, hopefully Southern can go ahead and push this in.
Now Southern goes back to the huddle, which is a little confusing, but you want to get it right regardless. So now McGinty's in the shotgun. He's got a single back. That's Holloman. He's got 2 receivers to his right. He's going to keep. He goes out to a flat, and he overthrows his intended target, Isaiah Nelson.
He waited too late to get that ball out of his hands. He was supposed to get it out real quick.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1 yard line, 9:35. 9:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. A&M making more substitutions.
Southern needs to convert this series into a touchdown to give them something positive to work on.
Lee Mitchell's the fullback in front of Holloman. In motion now is Holloman. Quick pass, jump, and it's going to go out of the end zone. His intended target, number 82, LaKenton Evans, led him just a little too far into the corner.
They were inside the 1 yard line.
Well, two plays, Ron, and both the passing plays. They haven't pushed the ball up the middle yet.
You're right there in the 1 yard line. Go ahead and come on, let's fly this thing in and get your defense back on the field.
Go ahead.
And figure out what you're going to do.
You would think you'd want to establish some sort of presence with your front when you're 1.5 yards away from. So here we go, 3rd and goal. 1.5 yards. Lee Mitchell's the fullback. They give it to Holloman up the middle. He ducks his head down, and I think he's over. There's the signal. Touchdown, Southern. Southern puts its first points on the board since scoring on an opening possession of the ball game. Gary Holloman now with his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. Score is Alabama A&M 34, Southern 13. On the kick, the extra punt. That's William Griswold. The extra point is up, and it's good. So with 9:20 remaining in the fourth quarter, Alabama A&M 34, Southern 14. You're watching the Black College Sports Network on SWAC TV.
On HBCU sports, host Donna Ware will take you on a journey each week through the world of HBCU sports and pro sports with such guests as
let's welcome Serena Williams
and of course Donna Ware's insights.
This will be one of the best matchups ever.
To listen to the show each week, visit us on the web at www.box2row.com. From the press box to press row, real sports talk.
Our score with 9:20 remaining in the fourth quarter, Alabama A&M 34, Southern 14. Southern kicking off. Let's see whether Southern goes with the onside kick. As you can see,
they have the hands team out. They're going to kick away.
They're going to go deep down the field. Brendan Johnson is back. He fumbles it a little bit. And he does manage to come up with that ball about the 23-yard line, it appears.
Actually, I would have tried to probably pooch kick it to this bottom side of the field because the two deep backs were up really favoring the right side, you know. So actually they're giving the hands team, they would have probably someone had to convert back to try to field that ball. And, you know, really the best man that was going to be in a position to get it would probably be one of your outside speed backs.
9:16 remaining in the ball game. Alabama A&M with a 20-point lead. Let's see. Oh, and there's some movement there. That time, Kenneth Harris, who already has one touchdown reception under his belt, that time he's got a false start, and that'll back him up 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15. And if you're Southern now, Southern with just one timeout, it's really about stops. How quickly can you get A&M off the field? 1st and 15 now. Deontay Mason under center. Tony Green, the handoff. And Green will pick about maybe a yard and a half up going left. Ball just past the 19. So it'll be 2nd down. Pickup of 1. So it'll be 2nd down and 14.
You're correct.
Single back. Again, there's a play action this time. Mason looking. Goes deep up top. And he overthrows Gialonzo Milton. And they're going to call.
I don't agree with that.
They're going to call pass interference.
I don't agree with that. That ball was clearly overthrown. And actually the defensive back is entitled to that ground is just as much as the receiver. He played excellent defense, you know, as far as I'm concerned.
Demetrius Cook is going to be called with that pass interference. And another, you know, it's penalties are bad, but 15-yard pass interference, personal fouls, those are the killers. And I think Southern has had an unproportionate number of them in this ball game, and
they've all come at a bad
and they
time.
come at bad times. Exactly. If that call is not made, now you're looking at 3rd and long. Now you've given 1st and 10 on the 34. There's the inside handoff up the middle. There's Green. He's going to pick up a 1st down across the 45-yard line. Another 1st down for the Bulldogs. And so in the 3rd quarter,
that was Wells, you know, coming up from his defensive back position. That was some great seal blocking by the offensive line. Again, the Bulldogs displayed on that play. Enough can't be said about their play. I mean, because all of their running backs, they're just running downhill.
In the 3rd quarter, it was Kadarius Lacey, and now we see Tony Green doing the damage, as you said, running downfield on the Jaguar defense. 1st and 10 on the 35. Mason checks. Here's the handoff to Green. Goes behind his fullback, and he's going to pick up about a yard. 1st on the tackle.
Like he was.
And there's some extracurricular, and there's a penalty. Let's start with on that stop. On that stop was number 53, Marcus Clark. And then somehow Russell Jackson was in the middle of that, and some extracurricular pushing going on, and the official threw the flag.
Yeah, they're
Southern's pointing that it's going to go against A&M. Yeah, even the even the Bulldogs are pointing that it's going to go against us.
He's out of Miami Jackson. I mean, we have people from Miami on our staff here. Actually, show producer himself.
So you got offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on both teams. So
yeah, we had a great
minus
ball
15
game.
plus 15 means you leave the ball where it is at the 45-yard line, and it'll be, I believe, 2nd down.
Yeah. The first half was pretty much kind of free of a lot of big errors at this point. when fatigue and, as the game dwindles on, sometimes a lot of those mental errors kick in and guys kind of result back to a lot of bad habits.
Yes, it is second down. Okay, they hadn't changed any of the markers on the field. It is second down. Backs are in an eye. Deontay Mason under center. Inside handoff to the fullback. Cuts around the left tackle. He sheds a couple of initial hits by Southern to pick up about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, Chapman made the initial hit. But at this point, your defense is kind of wearing down.
Devron Owensby with the pickup of 3. So it'll be 3rd and 7. Ball on the 48-yard line. 7:12 remaining in the ball game. A&M looking to chew more clock and capture another home win and their first SWAC conference win, or excuse me, I should say the SWAC win of the year. Next week for the Bulldogs, it's homecoming, and the Grambling State Tigers are coming into town. So some great momentum here. Mason, there's the handoff to Green, stutter steps, looking for something. I think he was able to at least get back to the line of scrimmage, if nothing else. And then on the tackle for the Jaguars, Delwyn Williams. Delwyn Williams was first on the tackle, followed up by John White, number 52, and that'll bring out the punt team. And this is really only A&M's second punt. And that's, when you can remember those things, that's kind of significant.
If you kind of look, his uniform is the only one that's really clean. He's only had 2 plays all day.
Virgil Williams is back to receive. Williams going to his left. It's going to go out of bounds. So the Jaguars will take over at the 20. We're going to go take a timeout with 5:57 remaining in the ball game. Alabama A&M 34, Southern 14. You're watching the Black College Sports Network on SWAC TV.
From the press box to press row, premier sports talk show placing major emphasis on HBCU sports. Host Donna Ware will take you on a journey each week through the world of HBCU sports and pro sports with such guests as...
Let's welcome Serena Williams.
And of course, Donna Ware's insights.
This will be one of the best matchups ever.
To listen to the show each week, visit us on the web at www.boxtorow.com. From the press box to press row, real sports talk.
Back to live action. 5:57 remaining in our contest. 1st and 10, and I'm not sure what's going on, but they're actually marking 10 yards off. Let's see what we missed there as the officials huddle. The ball did roll out of the end zone. So unless there is we're a bit at a loss here, folks. Not quite sure what the call was, but it's 1st and 10 from the 10, and in at quarterback now. McGinty's back in the shotgun. He has Holloman to his right. And then we've got some movement now, so an unexplained 10-yard loss, but now we can add 5 yards to that, and we'll say it's now 1st and 15 from the 5. Southern will...
If you do the math, Southern has had almost 150 yards of penalties this game.
McGinty out of his end zone, looking, stepping forward, finds Allen. Allen makes a couple of good moves out to the 20. He's brought down at about the 24. So Curry Allen with a good move. Curry Allen, the 6'3" redshirt senior from St. Francisville, Louisiana, making some good plays here late in the ball game.
That's Frank Curse coming upfield making a stop.
McGinty finds Nelson right at about the marker, and I think they're going to give him a first down. Yes, they are. So another first down. Ball moved to the 34-yard line.
I mean, when you look at some of these plays that Southern are putting together now, you kind of wonder where were these play calls
McGinty scrambling
throughout the game.
Nelson, and he took his eye. He had it, and I think either he felt someone coming up behind him or he knew he had some room behind him, and he did have some room behind him, but you got to keep your eye on the ball. And
it's kind of dark out at this point in the game. Footsteps in the dark. You got to catch the ball before you even think about trying to make a move.
5:19 remaining in the contest. Ball on the 34-yard line. Southern looking for possibly one more positive drive before they leave out of Huntsville, Alabama tonight. McGinty drops back from out of the shotgun, goes screen to Holloman. Looking for some blockers, cutting up the middle to the 40, 45, midfield, across the 45 to the 40-yard line. A big run of 25 yards on that screen play out to the 40-yard line for the Jaguars. So now McGinty, and there's some movement there. I'm not sure whether somebody was set or offsides. Let's see what they call here.
Look at it. A&M had quite a few guys still trying to get off the field.
Oh,
I'm not sure why the ref just kind of let that play go as a do-over.
Well, it's possible they didn't set the ball. That is possible. McGinty steps up. He scrambles. Downfield, and a beautiful catch on the sideline by number 85 for Southern. Number 85, Roderick Banks, with a beautiful catch. Banks, redshirt sophomore from Shreveport, Louisiana.
And that was Corey Morrison to make the stop for Alabama A&M.
Ball spotted on the 21-yard line.
Right. They're in the red zone. We're going to see if Southern can convert within the next few plays.
You know, if anything, and there's, I was going to say, there's a timeout here by A&M, and there's a lot of shuffling going on.
A lot of guys in on this series.
And you know, hey, that's the whole purpose of why you try to speed the tempo up. But at some point, the Bulldogs and their defensive unit need to get on the same page. 4:38 remaining in a contest. I want to give you a few more scores from around SWAC. 6:35 remaining in the third quarter. Jackson State 30, Mississippi Valley State 7. 2:53 the third quarter. Grambling State 20, Prairie View A&M 17. And the finals, of course, Texas Southern with a 14-21 loss to Tuskegee. Arkansas Pine Bluff with a 35-19 victory over Clark Atlanta. And a conference matchup between Alcorn State and Alabama State. And Alcorn State stays undefeated and perfect in the SWAC with the 41-21 win. There's a tight end into motion, and then there's an offsides. And I don't know why you're blitzing, and I don't know why you're jumping here, but you know, Larry Lumpkin has played a good game, but that time not a smart decision, and Lumpkin's going to come to the sideline.
Yeah, the rain is starting to come down a little heavy at this point.
And so here we go. Jeremiah McGinty, twins to his left, tight ends in motion, single back is Holloman. He lost the ball. Did he come up with it? There's a scramble for it. It's picked up by Richard Wilson. And so I think there was a little indecision there by the referees. They didn't know what to do on that. Wilson smartly, he did manage to pick it up, and it'll still be Southern ball. And I don't think they lost very much yardage. It'll actually back them up maybe 5 yards. So now it'll be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 9, excuse me. Ball on the 17-yard line. 4 minutes remaining in the contest. 4 receivers. McGinty by himself in the back. Dropping back, blitz up the middle, and his intended target on that play, number 82, LaQuinton Evans.
Yeah, number 51. I mean, Fuller came in and actually applying all of that pressure. McGinty couldn't really get his feet set to try to step into that pass at all.
So 3:50 remaining in the contest. Rain is starting to pour down a little bit. And Southern just looking for some positive plays at this point in the ball game. Anything positive is a big plus going into next week's ball game. Two backs, single receivers out. And there's a timeout call. It'll be a Southern timeout. I think they may have been down to less than a few seconds on the play clock. We're going to take a timeout ourselves. 3:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. You're watching the Black College Sports Network on SWAC TV.
Since 1920, we are the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the collegiate home of Hall of Famers like Jerry Rice, Walter Payton, Willis Reed, and Lou Brock. The tradition and pageantry of college athletics combined with a world-class education. 10 globally focused institutions offering 18 NCAA Division I sports. We are the Southwestern Athletic Conference. With a vision to the future, we honor the heritage.
Back to live action from Lewis Cruz Stadium on the campus of Alabama A&M University. The Bulldogs of Alabama A&M leading Southern Jaguars 34-14, 3:50 remaining. McGinty out of the shotgun over the middle, and his intended receiver on that play, number 83, Burnett King, pass is incomplete, and it'll be fourth down.
I thought on that play you had a little contact, as he was coming across the middle.
So the Bulldogs are one play away from pretty much grabbing possession and officially being able to sort of milk this clock down and walk out of here with the victory. Here we go, 4th and 10. Jaguars ball in there on the 17-yard line. McGinty in the shotgun. Allen's in motion. Pressure up the middle. Has McGinty rolling to his right. Can he get out? He can't get out of there fast enough. He sort of falls down on his own feet.
I think he get a penalty on that one as well. Yeah.
Yep, and there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the speed. Did you see the speed by Willie Fuller was pretty amazing. I mean, Fuller's coming over from the right side.
And you had Vernon Marshall coming. I mean, they had 2 or 3 guys that kind of flushed him out. Now, Brian, let me ask you. You're on the road. Even though you need to score touchdowns, would you have kicked the field goal? Just for a little positive reinforcement.
Well, no. I think at this point you want to try to continue to do some things offensively.
That's why they kicked the field goal.
Well, points, great. None of these coaches out here are playing against a point spread. So I don't, in that respect, I think, you try to score touchdowns at this point because you're trying to tell your guys, hey, we're playing to win. And we're playing to still have some hope and try to get back in this ball game. And you only do that at this point down 20 by scoring touchdowns. So here we go. Ball spotted on the 33-yard line.
Your point was well taken on that.
There's the new tailback. Actually, a new quarterback handing off. That time, Brendan Johnson was the tailback, and in at quarterback was Justin Jones, the freshman from out of Decatur, Alabama.
And that was Delwyn Williams making a stop.
So we can put to bed the night for Deontay Mason, and the sophomore has 4 touchdown passes tonight. And if I had an offensive game ball, he would get it without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely put his grown man on tonight. I mean, he played a great game.
But 2nd down and 1. Nice run there by Johnson.
They'll pick up the first.
Nice.
Keep the clock moving.
Nice push up the line. Brendan Johnson again. Actually, no, I think they'll credit. No, they will give Johnson the credit on that. Check that again. Quarterback keeper. That time it was Justin Jones. 2:36 remaining in the ball game. Final minutes running off the clock, or running off the scoreboard here, and I'll tell you this, for Southern, I've heard people outside talk about rebuilding year, and it's been a long time since I've heard folks talk about Southern in a rebuilding year, but Southern Jaguar fans, you're going to have to be a little patient with this one. There's Johnson. He takes on a defender and gets some credit right there. First on the play was number 38, Chris Cowell, followed up by John White. So it'll be interesting next week. Southern's back home hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff, second conference game. And, second conference game, you get a chance to learn you've learned a lot about your team. You know what you need to work on. And I think, I wonder, coming out of bye week, the questions regarding who was going to be your quarterback and why Holloman was only in for so much, right? I'd say a series. And then it seemed like Holloman just really didn't produce what Coach Mitchell wanted going into that second possession, so they went back to McGinty. And, it makes you wonder, hey, if McGinty was this healthy to play for pretty much 3 quarters and a half,
why didn't he start? I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to the Alabama A&M defense. They forced the issue in this whole game. They took control of the offensive line of the Southern University Jaguars, and they kind of pushed them back every series. And at that point, they kind of forced the hand to go ahead, and Southern really couldn't really gain their composure or any momentum at that point of the game.
Jones with the keeper, going towards the right sideline, takes on a couple of Jaguars. He's managed to stay in bounds.
And actually, he did a smart thing by going down in bounds to keep the clock going.
Watch a little extracurricular there, fellas. Number 36, Demetrius Cook, and number 51, Franshot West. And final 30 seconds, and I think you've got to get one more playoff. It's 3rd and 13, but I think you can take a knee, and you can pretty much put this one in the books.
You got like a 2-second difference.
So this will be one final knee for Justin Jones, and the Alabama A&M Bulldogs will, looks like, walk out of here with their second win
actually, they're gonna
of the season.
Baby.
And the Bulldogs are victorious with a final score of 34-14 over the Southern Jaguars. We're going to go to a break and then come back and wrap this game up. You're watching the Black College Sports Network on SWAC TV.